Hi, my name is Dr. John Douillard, and welcome to LifeSpa.com, where we prove ancient medical wisdom with modern science. And today I want to talk about the superfoods of summer. Why is it so important for us to eat the foods that are harvested in the summer? Remember the golden rule that nature always provides the antidote to the extreme of each season in its harvest. And the summer, longer days, shorter nights, lots more daylight hours to either eat the right food or eat the wrong food. And there's a handful of reasons that we should become aware of in terms of why we should eat more of the summer foods. For one, the digestion is actually not stronger in the summer, it's weaker. Studies show that our digestive strength is just not as strong as it is in the winter time. Many studies have shown that our gut microbes, who control the digestion, are actually more equipped to digest the hard to digest fibers of grains and nuts and seeds in the winter, and less equipped for us to digest those grains and nuts and seeds and meats and barbecues and things in the summer months. We actually are more inclined to digest starches and carbohydrates in the summer. Studies show that amylase, the enzyme for starch, actually increases in your body and mind at the end of the summer, suggesting that that's what we should be eating, which is probably because it's available. And those are really good reasons, because our gut bugs shift dramatically from season to season to season. This is good, hard, new science that we should all become aware of. Big Stanford study showed that the gut bugs in the Hadza tribe, the last remaining hunter-gatherer tribe, literally had different bugs in each different season, suggesting that maybe that's what we should be doing as well, is having more of the seasonal bugs that come from the soil that are attached to the plants. When you eat those plants in season, you get those gut bugs, which is very, very important for digesting foods, for boosting immunity in the winter, for cooling us down in the summer. Perhaps that's the reason why we have weaker and less strong digestion in the summer. The foods are cooked on the vine all summer long. And if we ate a lot of foods that needed a lot of internal heat, like we do in the winter, would heat us up great in the winter, not so great in the summer. Maybe our ability to dissipate heat and handle and not get overheated that easily is because of that. One important reason to eat summer foods. Another one is heat rises in the summer. We all know that, right? But it rises inside of our bodies too. And there's air that goes down into the large intestine to support elimination and reproduction. And if that air is being drawn up by the excess digestive fire that's there to cook all the barbecue and the spicy food and the beer and the wine, the acidic coffees, these things heat us up. And if we're doing a lot of those, overheating the body, then there's a flow of energy from the waste that goes out through the intestinal tract, but it can get reabsorbed through the enteric cycle back to your liver and bring a lot of toxins and impurities, it's hard science, back to your liver, congesting your liver, thickening your bile, and not giving you the adequate amount of neutralizers or buffers for the stomach acid. And all that upward moving digestive energy can cause what's called gastroparesis, food lingering in your stomach too long. GERD, reflux, things like that can all occasionally happen as a result of this upward moving digestive energy that Ayurveda calls udvartana. Western medicine calls it gastroparesis. So it's also very important to realize that if you're not eating the cooling foods of summer, that all that digestive heat can go up and can go up and go up, and to the point where it can continue to go up even into the respiratory tract and dry out your respiratory tract and your sinus, making you hypersensitive to pollutants and pollens, and the heat itself can cause something we like to call hay fever. At the end of the summer, always comes at the end of the summer. The hay is the reactive, the irritated mucous membranes that make our nose run and our eyes water. And the fever is the heat that rises up that we can oftentimes heat. One great metaphor is you look at the trees and they're bright red and all turning beautiful colors. That's the heat rising up in ththose trees, and the heat in the trees, they dry out. And the leaves dry out, and then the leaves fall off the trees, and the tree gets rid of its waste that way. We have the heat that rises, it dries us out, but we don't get rid of the heat. So nature made sure in the summer we had superfoods to handle all that. And I'll tell you what those superfoods are in just a minute. But there's one more piece of the puzzle that's a critically important piece, and that is that summer is hot and dry, right? We know deserts are dry, right? And winter is cold and dry. We all know our sinuses dry out in the winter. So in the summertime, if it's hot and dry and the winter is cold and dry, nature said, okay, we're going to get rid of the heat by giving you winter's cold. That's a nice relief. But the heat, the dryness of summer is just accumulated by the dryness of winter. So if we allow ourselves to get extra hot in the summer and therefore dry in the summer, that dryness will only exacerbate in the winter. And when your mucous membranes dry out in your intestinal tract and respiratory tract, that provides immune compromise. That makes you vulnerable to the woes of winter. And that's why the woes of winter are protected by eating the right foods in the summer. And making sure, it doesn't mean you can't eat and have fun eating a lot of different foods, but get medicinal dosages of the foods that are in season, okay? So we get cooling foods to cool us down, because the heat causes the dryness. If we can keep ourselves cooled down, we can mitigate some of that heat. And the superfoods will do all of this prevention for us, which is a really cool, super cool thing to be able to do. So, of course, I publish a grocery list and a recipe list and a superfood list for every month of the year. So if you want to get monthly sort of information, hand-holding to make sure you get the right foods in June, July, August, September, the edible flowers that are available in June, July, August, and September, we provide all that for you for free. It's called the 3-Season Diet Challenge. You sign up for it for free on my homepage. It's right on the little slider that goes across. Get on that, get that. You have thousands and thousands of people who are loving that. But today, I'm talking about the superfoods. I'm going to give you a couple of tips, and we're going to list them in the article here as well, so you'll be able to get that information. So in the early part of summer, you have the spring greens, right? Those early lettuces and the early spinach and the baby kale, and some of the early Swiss chards and things like that. Those are phenomenal. Parsley, cilantro, they're early, they're light, they're easy, they're wonderful for us to have more in the summer. Some of the early berries are also early summer superfoods. And cherries. Cherries are the early part, June. They're harvested in the early part of the summer, and they're sort of half berry and half fruit. I don't think they quite know who they exactly are, because they sort of act like a berry in terms of their antioxidant potential, but they picked off a tree like a fruit. So, but they're really important and they're early. The midsummer superfoods are going to be all of your vegetables, broccoli, your full-grown kale, spinach, cucumbers, really cooling. They're also good late summer too. And all of your leafy greens, of course, are really, really important and really good. Asparagus, super cooling food, really important food to get lots and lots of during the summer months. One of the most cooling foods out there. And then at the end of the summer, you have, the real super cooling foods, and they come, primarily in the fruits. Before I get there, you want to think all of the cooling foods of squashes and cucumbers and parsley and cilantro, all of your leafy greens, your chards, your Swiss chards, even your kales are very good. Your squashes, peppermint, mince, chamomile, all these are really important. Fennel, hugely cooling for us at the end of the summer, really, really important. But the fruits are the major ones. And the ripe fruits are extremely cooling, because the three tastes that balance pitta, balance fire, are sweet, bitter, and astringent. So astringent, like cucumbers, are really astringent, and pomegranates, sweet, bitter, and astringent. So really, really good. Apples, sweet, a little bitter, and astringent. So they are the classic ones. Watermelons, all of your melons are really good. Apples, loads of them. They have a lot of fiber, allows to do a lot of fruits, and they give you looser bowel movements. Now think about that. At the end of the summer, there's a thermal accumulation. Everybody gets more hot at the end of the summer. The environment's more hot. Leaves turn red at the end of the summer because heat rises. We hold on to more heat, and we got to dissipate that out. And nature said, I got this. I can take care of this for you. We have apple trees, which have a ridiculous amount of apples per tree. And if you eat them, if you look at the Northeast and Northwest, they all walk around in September and October with loose bowel movements, because all the apples that they eat, and apple cider, apple pie, apple butter, apple everything, and that causes a purgation effect. Now in Ayurveda, it's understood that when you purgate, have a looser bowel movement, you dissipate the heat, the excess heat out of the body. When a baby has a fever, they have diarrhea as well. The diarrhea is the baby's way to get the heat out of the body. This is how it works naturally, and it's a beautiful thing. So when these foods are harvested in abundance at the end of the summer, it's our job to eat them, and therefore cool our system down. So I list all the superfoods for the early summer, midsummer, and of course late summer: apples, pomegranates, sweet fruits of all kinds, all your leafy greens, all the early and the midsummer superfoods work as well, and they're really important. And then finally, I want to talk about how do you kind of tweak this according to your body type. Really easy, right? If you're a summer body type, then go to the summer superfood list that I put in this article, eat those, all of them. They're all there in the article in detail. If you're a Vata body type, take the foods on the summer list and cross-reference them and see if any of the ones on the summer list are also on the Vata winter grocery list. And that's all available for free on my site. And we'll link them here on this off this article as well. And you see if the foods that are on both the summer list and the winter list, those are your superfoods if you're a Vata body type. If you're a Kapha body type, you take the spring, which is Kapha season, right? You take the spring grocery list and you cross-reference that with the summer. If any foods on both of those lists, those are your superfoods. So to make it super easy for you to get your body type specific superfoods, there you have it. All that's listed in the article associated with this video. Enjoy your summer, enjoy the superfoods. Make sure you get those foods, because prevention in the summer, eating seasonal harvested foods in the summer, is prevention for the winter. Thanks for listening. I'm Dr. John Douillard. Do you like this video? Don't forget to subscribe and share.
This recording is brought to you by LifeSpa, where ancient Ayurvedic wisdom meets modern science. Get access to free health video newsletters by Dr. John at LifeSpa.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.